Hello everyone, welcome to the channel and this review of Nintendo Switch Sports. Nintendo Switch Sports released yesterday, April 29th, and after hitting the pitch, court, ring, and lanes, I'm ready to let you know everything you need to know about Switch Sports. Let's jump in. After a quick character creation, I was off to the tennis court to test my skills with a racket. The controls worked just like I remembered them from Wii Sports, but they did seem like they were smoother and more precise in this version. I was able to control where the ball went by timing my swings, and how fast it went by applying either topspin or backspin to the ball by twisting my wrist while swinging. Tennis can be played by up to 4 people locally, or up to 2 people online on the same system. When playing solo, you will control both the front and back position on the court. Next, I wanted to try bowling, as this was one of my favorites in the Wii Sports days. This too functions similar to the Wii version, but here you don't let go of the trigger button to throw the ball. This happens automatically for you as you hold the button down. While this does make the bowling easier to an extent, you still have to worry about aim, angle, and spin, leaving plenty of challenge still. This version definitely felt more streamlined and accessible. And I think the addition of having to hold the button down was probably because too many people were letting go of the controller when they released that button on the Wii version. So I think Nintendo's trying to save your TV here. But anyway, there is also a special mode for bowling that puts obstacles on the lane to make bowling more interesting. You'll have to master your angles and spin to do well here, to get around the various walls, moving platforms, and even ramps. This mode is a lot of fun if you get tired of regular old bowling. Bowling can be played by up to 4 people locally or 2 people online on one console. You can also choose to take turns at the lane like you normally would, or bowl simultaneously so long as every player has a Joy-Con. After less strikes than I had hoped, it was time to move on to Badminton. Badminton is one of the new additions, and while similar in function to tennis, it has its own set of quirks and mechanics to adjust to. Here it is all about the timing. Time your strike at just the right moment and you can get a spike that is hard to defend against. Once you and your opponent get going back and forth for a while, the badminton can get really intense and be a lot of fun. Badminton can be played by 2 people locally or 1 online, as these are singles matches. Now it was time to move on to volleyball. Volleyball was a little more involved than everything else I had tried up to this point, as you have several different moves to master and it can vary which one you'll need to use based on your positioning during the match. You will need to learn to bump, set, spike, and block, just like real volleyball. You also need to get good with your timing to truly master each move. Volleyball was a lot of fun, and playing with others even more so. Volleyball can be played with up to 4 people locally, or 2 online on one system. Now it was time to head out to the pitch for some soccer, or football depending on where you're from. I think soccer might be my favorite, as there's definitely a lot going on with 8 players on the field. Here you use both Joy-Cons. The left stick moves you around the field, the right stick controls the camera, B jumps, right trigger passes, and left trigger dashes. You have limited stamina for dashing, so you have to be careful not to overuse it. You kick by swinging the right Joy-Con, and you have a great deal of control over just how and where you kick the ball. Swinging the Joy-Con downward will kick the ball low, swinging it up will kick it high, and swinging either left or right will kick it in that direction. You can also do a header by swinging both Joy-Cons down at the same time. This move has some really good range, but leaves you out of position if you miss. Soccer has 4 different modes as well. There are 1-on-1 matches, 4-on-4 matches, free practice, and shootout mode. Free practice is just like it sounds and lets you run around and kick the ball with no one in your way. Shootout mode is where you can use the leg strap accessory to kick with your leg. In shootout, a ball is kicked to you, and you need to time your kick to hit the ball into the goal. This is a 1v1 mode where you need to score more goals than your opponent. Soccer can be played by up to 2 people locally and online on the same system. Finally, it was time for the last sport, Chambara. This is a 1-on-1 sword duel where you attempt to knock your opponent back until they fall out of the ring and into the water. You use your Joy-Con just like holding a sword in your hand and can swing the Joy-Con quickly to strike or hold the trigger to block. You have to pay attention to your opponent's movements and either block or attack in the correct direction. Both of these can be done vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. You also have the option of 3 different sword types with different styles of play, and these can all be used against each other in any combination. First up, you have the single sword, which has the most power. The charge sword, which you can charge up by successfully blocking, and then while holding the bumper button, strike for an extra powerful attack. Finally, you have the dual swords, which charge up over time and allow you to do a powerful spin attack. This was a lot of fun and can definitely get very competitive. Now just a quick pause. If you're liking the video so far, please hit that like button so more people can find it. I appreciate it. Thank you. After getting a feel for the different sports, it was time to take my game online and challenge some real-life people. While playing online, you can earn new stamps, outfits, titles, and other customization options to make yourself stand out. Once you earn enough points, you unlock a random item from a collection of your choosing. Once you collect everything in the collection, you earn a completion bonus outfit. These collections have a time limit on how long they are active, so it seems we will be getting a new collection every week or two. As far as the gameplay, it functions the same as local play, and I didn't have any issues finding matches or losing connection while playing online. You can select up to 3 sports at once to look for matches in, which helps you find a game faster, and there was also a random option. One thing to note here for online play was the bowling. The bowling is set up like a tournament with 16 players and several players getting eliminated every 3 frames until there are only 3 left for the final frame. I thought this was a neat setup and also doesn't force you to play all the way through a game if you're playing poorly. Each match or game you play online rewards you points towards unlocking more gear. Playing well and winning games will net you more points. One last thing I want to mention before I wrap up is the addition of more sports in the future. Nintendo has already announced that golf will be added in a free update in the near future, or at least by the end of this year. This makes me hopeful that Nintendo plans on adding even more sports to the game later on. I had a blast playing on my first outing with Switch Sports, and I can't wait to play some more. The gameplay is solid, the controls smooth, and the online matchmaking works well. I give Switch Sports an 89 game score of 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.